So, Cloudera. Cloudera has some pretty big news this week. It released its first quarter results. It agreed to acquire 2 companies. However, I didn't read into any of that because there is one bit of news that, from a stockholder point of view, makes all the other news not really worth talking about. Let's talk about it. Cloudera, the enterprise data cloud company, today announced that it has entered into a definitive agreement to be acquired by affiliates of Clayton, DeBellier, and Rice, and KKR, in an all-cash transaction valued at approximately $5.3 billion. The transaction will result in Cloudera becoming a private company and is expected to close in the second half of 2021, this year. So yeah, Cloudera is going private. Whenever this deal closes, which is sometime in the second half of 2021, Cloudera will no longer be traded on the stock exchange. So for Cloudera shareholders, that listing on your brokerage is going to go away. Now, there is some really good news in that for current Cloudera stockholders, in that you are going to receive $16 per share once the deal closes. So depending on where your cost basis is, this could be a huge deal for you. No matter what the market price of Cloudera is at the time of closing, you're still going to receive $16 per cash. Now, the deal is practically going to happen, but it's not completely done yet. There are still steps that have to be taken. Like, for example, Cloudera shareholders have to approve the transaction, which means that there's going to be a vote, and that merger agreement is going to have to win the vote. However, the board of directors have already unanimously approved the transaction, and the entities related to the ICANN Group, collectively holding 18% of the outstanding shares of Cloudera, have also voted their shares in favor of the transaction. So it's almost, it's almost given that this is going to go through. Yeah, so this probably makes me a bad investor, but, upon hearing this news, I kind of don't care about the first quarter results or any other news or the second quarter results when that comes out, because all I know is that eventually when the deal closes, I'm going to get $16 in cash. And the only way that's not going to happen is if the deal falls through somehow. So how do I feel about this? Well, Cloudera, if you've been following me since last year, you'll know that Cloudera is my highest conviction stock. It is the stock that I believe was going to 5x, 10x over the next 10 years. Now, I want you to pay attention to what I just said. Over the next 5 or 10 years, this was a stock that I was going to hold for that long. When this deal finally closes, I'm going to get about a 55% profit, which is fantastic, but that's not what I wanted. I mean, I wanted the hundreds of percent of profit that I was expecting to get, in 10 years. So it kind of sucks a bit. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for the profit, but kind of sucks. I mean, it's probably a good move for the company, and I'm not surprised by this because the company indicated last year that there were entities looking into buying it. Now, I didn't know it was going to go private, but I did know that Cloudera was looking to be acquired. So now, am I going to vote in favor of this buyout? I mean, I really don't want to, because, from a purely selfish point of view, I really don't want to, because this is a position I wanted to own for 10 years. However, it's probably the best move for the company. And if Cloudera is already looking to get bought out, then, I might as well take my profit and move on to different companies. So what am I going to do with my shares, and what should you do with your shares? Well, first off, if you are not a Cloudera shareholder, right now there is probably no reason for you to buy in. Unless this price drops dramatically, I mean, it's probably going to keep hovering around the $16 range. So there wouldn't be much upside. Now, markets are erratic, so if this drops down for some strange reason other than the deal going off, I mean, if the price drops, go ahead and buy in. Otherwise, there's no reason to buy in. However, for current shareholders, like me, I'm going to hold on because capital gains tax. No matter if you sell out of your shares now or if you get bought out, you still have to pay the same capital gains tax. So it doesn't really matter from that standpoint. A huge chunk of my shares right now are still short as far as capital gains tax are concerned. So right now, my best move is to hold on. Now, we don't know when this buyout is going to happen. So right now, I'm going to hold on and hope that, you know, these shares go long before the buyout happens. The next thing is that the deal hasn't closed yet. It's not completely closed yet. Now, it's almost a guarantee that it will, but it hasn't closed yet. More information still has yet to come in as far as what the cutoff date for this is. You know, when's the last day you can buy shares and all that stuff. And there might be some, you know, some gems for current Cloudera shareholders, such as, you know, extra shares worth of dividends and stuff like that as the deal comes closer to closing. But we don't know that. So right now, my best move for anyone else is to hold on. Now, if the share price goes above $16 in the short term, like 17 or 18, I might consider cutting my losses and selling out and taking profits. But we'll see what happens. Now, as far as the rest of my portfolio goes, right now it's looking pretty well. Like Hyliion, Hyliion a few weeks ago was, you know, negative 20%, negative 30% more. Now I'm only down 1.79%, and this stock seems to be inching up every day, every week or so. So we might start seeing some profits pretty soon. Right now, my equity is $53,092.25. I am currently up 37.27%. And right now, we're looking at $13,000 worth of gains. So that is pretty handsome in my book. As far as what I'm buying right now, I haven't bought much of anything. Right now, I'm sort of building my cash reserve because, you know, everything's going on its way up. I'm going to be trickling in some more shares of ARK, but that's it. There's nothing I want to, you know, buy. Now, later on this year, when Cloudera gets liquidated, I will be looking for a new stock to replace it. So I'm going to, once I get the money out of that, and I'm probably looking to sell Sony pretty soon too, because, you know, it's a foreign stock. My position is nowhere near built at all. I mean, I only have $426 worth of stock in it, so I might be looking to sell out of that. But anyways, what do you think of the whole Cloudera thing? Let me know in the comments. But anyways, take care, have a good day, and eat your vegetables.